are a lot of shortcuts in The Sims 4 when trying to build a house, but it can be frustrating if you can't get it to look how you want it to. So here are our 5 most useful tips for having more control over your builds. These are specifically PC shortcuts because consoles are slightly more limited, but I will cover a top 5 consoles tip in another video. At 5 are columns. The Sims has these arrows to pull the columns up and down, but they don't always work and often tell you they can't move when they can. If you press either of the brackets, you'll be able to move them up and down more precisely to where you want them. As for placing items, it's well known that the grid is restricting. Well, if you want more control over it, then press F5 to move your objects on a quarter tile. Though if you open the cheat bar and input bb.moveObjects and hold Alt, you'll be able to move it more freely across the grid too. For further control, hold Alt while rotating and it'll move more precisely as well. The stairs can be confusing for your floor plan when you place them, so if you want to be more precise about where you put them, then holding Control will switch them to being placed into the floor below instead of upwards. If you want to place 1,000 plants or rock borders in your garden and are bored of clicking on the item many times, then holding Shift while you place them will just immediately replicate that item for you, saving you a bunch of time. And by far the hardest thing on a building is putting the roof on. There are so many options and buttons to press, but if you want more control, then pressing Shift-C will unleash a bunch more buttons to play around with, and then you can sculpt that perfect roof to how you want it. And if you only want to move one length of your roof at a time, then holding Shift while pulling will only move that one side. We hope that helped, and if you like this, then don't forget to like and subscribe.